What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Real Madrid versus Barcelona in the Copa del Rey semi-final. This is the first of 3 Clasicos in the next month. It is gonna be crazy, and we're starting off away at the Santiago Bernabeu in the first leg of the cup, where both teams are looking for more silverware this season. Both teams already winning a trophy and are now going for the double. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular kickoff time in the Copa del Rey, and this match will be taking place at the Santiago Bernabeu, the home of Real Madrid. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch, it'll be Jose Luis Montero, and on the VAR, it'll be Jose Luis Gonzalez. Now, the Copa del Rey is slowly but surely winding down to the final 4 teams left in the competition. Of course, the Clasico is one, and the other match is Osasuna versus Athletic Club. Those matches will be taking place a day before and a day after the Clasico in both legs respectively. In the Copa now, I don't know why they've scrapped out all the second leg games except for the semi-final. They do want to rinse it quite a bit to earn that extra revenue, of course, for the TV rights, which is fair. But of course, this all comes down to these last 4 teams, with the final being in early May. If Barcelona progress to the final, our opponents could be either Osasuna or Athletic Club. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Real Madrid, one of the best teams in the world and definitely one of the most historic teams of all time as well. And they're coming to this match on very good form. Of course, this is not our first meeting with them this season. This is actually going to be our third. The last time we played them this season was in the Super Cup final, where Barcelona absolutely demolished them and beat them 3-1. Should have been 3-0, but we conceded in the very last second of the game. As you can see on the right hand side, it was in fact the Gala 11 with that 4 in the midfield. It was actually Gavi on the left wing instead of Pedri. But this is our strongest team, but now in this match, that entire front 3 you can see will be out with injuries, and we still have that rest of the team, but of course they're not fully fit. We have some niggling discomforts here and there. Our form at the moment is not that great, but on top of our game, we did beat Real Madrid with our best lineup 3-1, and of course lifted our first trophy of the season, but hopefully not the last. Now, if you take a look at Real Madrid's last 6 matches in all competition, in the last match they drew 1-1 with Atletico Madrid, they beat Liverpool 5-2, they beat Osasuna 2-0, they beat Elche 4-0, they beat El Halil in the Club World Cup final 5-3, and they beat El Waya in the, of course, semi-final of the Club World Cup by 4-1. Let's now take a look at the last 3 games in more in depth. Firstly is that 2-0 win against Osasuna. As we all know, this season Osasuna have been playing really well. They're in the top, I think, 8. They're competing for those European spots in La Liga. They're in the semi-final of the Copa del Rey as well. In this match, it was very tight. It took until the 80th minute, a goal from Valverde to make it 2-0, and I think they got a few goals that were offside and all this sort of stuff, and they ended up scoring, making it 2-0. I think it was Asensio, if I'm not mistaken. They weren't really a great match from Real Madrid, but they did compete. They were on top of the game. They were creating chances. They defended really well. In the end, Osasuna couldn't finish their chances, and Real Madrid got the few chances typically in the last 10 minutes and walked away with all 3 points. Next match is their 5-2 victory against Liverpool at Anfield in the Champions League, where Liverpool were up 2-0 in 15 minutes, and they absolutely bowled it, and Real Madrid came back and won 5-2. It was more catastrophe from Liverpool than it was Benzema. There were mistakes flying all over the place. I think for 4 of Real Madrid's 5 goals, they were all individual mistakes from Liverpool, whether it was Alisson, Joe Gomez, or Trent Alexander-Arnold. Not taking away from Real Madrid's performance. They did, I think they did dominate the game in the second half for sure, but first half it was fairly even. But Real Madrid were not like top level game. They weren't playing at their best. They were, I think playing a mediocre average performance, but just Liverpool making mistakes and Real Madrid capitalizing, and that's why the score line does favor Real Madrid significantly. And finally, their last match in all competition was a 1-1 draw in the Madrid derby. I did end up watching this game. I watched the whole entire 90 minutes, and I tell you what, for a derby at home, Real Madrid were not that great. I think they didn't play a very good game. Neither Atletico Madrid, to be fair. There weren't that many chances in this match. It was more so just the ball bouncing between each half. One team goes up, almost gets there, lose it. Other end, almost get there, lose it. And then out of nowhere, with 10 minutes, Atletico Madrid score a free kick, Antoine Griezmann to Jimenez. You're thinking, oh my god, Atletico Madrid can get something out of this, but they're probably going to bottle it, and they did. Corner kick from, I think, Luka Modric. Alvaro, one of their up-and-coming young talents from Real Madrid, puts a free header from a corner kick, makes it 1-1. In the end, you could say both teams scored from a set piece. It is what it is, but I do think Real Madrid in this match did not play very well. It was a very compact game. There was not that much space, and they didn't create that many chances. And in the end, they walk away with only 1 point. Now on the screen right now is the line that I believe that Carlo Ancelotti will select for this match. I think he'll go with his traditional 4-3-3 formation. I think I'll go with Courtois in goal, a back four of Carvajal, Militao, Rudiger, and Nacho Fernandez. Midfield three of Chouameni, Kroos, and Luka Modric, and a front three of Valverde, Benzema, and Vinicius Jr. Now, Real Madrid do have 2 big injuries. Their natural left back, Ferland Mendy, is out, and also their backup left back and starting center back, David Alaba, is also out. So I think it will be Nacho coming in at left back. He has been playing there for significant minutes. What Ancelotti could do is put Carvajal at left back and then Lucas Vazquez at right back, but I doubt he's done that. Danny Carvajal's not played left back too many times this season. Midfield is going to be the big question mark. Ancelotti said in his press conference that he doesn't know what his midfield will be. Apparently he wants to rest Luka Modric and Kroos. It's apparently the rumor. So we could see Dennis Ceballos, maybe even Valverde starting in that midfield. I think Chouameni has just returned from injury, so I think he will start in the pivot, but I think the 2 in front of him is a big question mark. I think it could be either of the 4 of Modric, Kroos, Valverde, and Dennis Ceballos. I think Dennis Ceballos does have a good chance of starting, but I think in the end, Ancelotti will go with experience and start Modric and Kroos. In the front 3 as well, Benzema, Vinicius 100%. On the right-hand side is a big question mark. I think if Valverde does start in the midfield, he'll probably go with Asensio at the right-hand side. Rodrigo has just come back from injury, so it's going to be difficult for him to start this game, although you could risk him. He could be completely fine and start him. I think if he is fully fit, ready to start, he will be started, but since he's just coming back from the injury, I think he will go with Valverde on the right and almost making kind of a 4 in the midfield to match Barcelona's 4-man midfield as well. So overall, final thoughts on Real Madrid. They're of course one of the best teams in the world, and they're very well managed by their manager Carlo Ancelotti. They've had a fairly okay season so far. Of course, lost Super Cup final, 7 points behind in the league, but doing well in the Champions League, doing well in the Cup as well. You can't, dispute that. And of course, they've already won the Club World Cup as well. Person to look out for, of course, is the whole damn team, but I'd watch out mainly for Benzema because, of course, he's their best player. Vinicius is playing well. I think Dani Ceballos, if he does end up starting, is having a good, a few months spell. And the Militao in the defense has been doing really well. Rudiger, of course, he's a big guy. He's intimidating, but he hasn't been that great over the past few games. Of course, Courtois in goal has been making some great saves. Luka Modric in the midfield as well has been superb over the recent weeks as well. So, very, very good team. No matter what they pick for their starting lineup, it will be difficult. They're going to be at their home as well. It's going to be a very, very tight game, but I cannot stress enough in this match, Barcelona have to finish chances, but more importantly, create those chances. If you can create 3 chances, you score 2, I have no doubt you can walk away from this match with a positive result, but lacking those creativities in creating those chances and then not finishing them will drastically drop Barcelona's hopes in winning this match or walking away with a good result. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list of this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Araujo, Busquets, Gavi, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Enrique Peña, Christensen, Alonso, Jordi Alba, Kessie, Roberto De Jong, Raphinha, Kounde, Eric Garcia, Balde, Pablo Torre, Arnau Tenes, Alecron, and also Istañez getting his first call-up of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Ansu Fati gets a green light. Thank God for that. He is fully fit, ready to go. Of course, Lewandowski, Pedri, Ousmane Dembele out injured, and you can tell over the past few games the squad is kind of deflated. There has been a bit discomfort, fatigue, but of course some of them have been rested over the weekend against Almeria. Kounde has been fully rested. Araujo only played about 20 minutes. I'm a bit worried about Frenkie de Jong, but it's there. Everyone in the squad list is going to be participating in this match and hopefully bringing back a positive result to the Camp Nou. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. This press conference this morning, of course, he's asked a lot of questions from the media about the current form, the future, who's the favorite, what's the expectations for the Copa del Rey, do you think Barcelona can win it, all this sort of stuff. Big questions asked and big answers given by Xavi. Let's get and see what he had to say this morning in the presser. He came out saying, we will approach it in the same way as we normally do against Madrid. They are a tough opponent who in many moments don't dominate, but they have those mini phases that dominate you. A very difficult opponent in their field. In the league, they have beaten us well, and we beat them well in the Super Cup. I think it'll be resolved in the second leg. It's a golden opportunity to reach the final and win a title. So again, like for the Europa League, Xavi believes that this match will be decided in the second leg. We have to be more of a team than ever, before both in defense and the attack, or in strategy in this game. Small details matter. You have to be very brave, have personality, and minimize losses because they can hurt you. Today he has returned to training with the group, and it's great news that he was only had a bruise. I see him very content, happy, motivated, and he is important for us. Of course, that's Xavi discussing Ansu Fati. This is daily that we have to keep the clean slate. It's another competition, and it has nothing to do with the last two games. And in this competition, we are doing very well. We have to change the chip, and it's a good opportunity for us to react. I am one of the culprits that he has at Barcelona. I have full confidence in him whenever he plays. Against Cadiz, he was the best player, and he needed this. Of course, Xavi here is talking about Ferran Torres. We give him confidence to be important. He already has been, and he has to be continuing that as well. Then Xavi was asked about Pedri's influence on the team. He said that he's a capital footballer for us. He makes the difference with goals and passes and gives us pauses that we need in the middle. It's very sensational loss for us, similar to the loss of Ousmane Dembele and Robert Lewandowski. I don't go under pressure. I go with enthusiasm and desire. It's always motivated me to go to the Bernabeu. I like this healthy football rivalry. I like to go there and try to dominate. It motivates me more than other games. I would also like to play this game. I love to have the ball at the Bernabeu at my feet in the midfield, but I can't, and that's why I tell the players to try to be brave. Winning there is a very silly feeling. From the referees, of course, this is about the Negreira case. He said that from the referees, I do it in the best position way possible. I feel being a Barcelona, the referees never helped us, but I don't like to win by cheating. I've always said this many times. And he's asked for the squad fitness, and that we are fine from within. We have analyzed the defeat. It's not mentally or physical issue. It's a football issue, and we've not defended the goal playing well, and we did not attack in the best way possible last weekend against Almeria. So him saying not a mental or physical issue is a bold statement in my opinion. We are enjoying the situation currently. It can go wrong, but we are here so that it doesn't mean that it's going wrong so far. We already know from him last year that he has great 1v1s on his goals. He has a good moment, and with Robert out, we needed an attacker that can help us. That's Xavi. They're talking about Estanis's inclusion in the squad. It doesn't surprise me. I know the club and the environment, and I know where the shots are going. It usually doesn't affect me, and what worries me that it doesn't affect the players as well, that they stay calm and compete for the titles. He's making the difference. He's an exceptional player, and he's added football. He is totally decisive for Madrid, and we must watch him closely. He is differential. Of course, Xavi, they're talking about Vinicius Jr. and the battle with Ronald Araujo as well. Whenever he plays, he is a winner in duels. In his passing game, he's very powerful, and in the defense, he's one of the best in the world. He's essential wherever he plays on the pitch. So Xavi there, not giving any hints whether or not Araujo will be starting out right back or not, but we probably can expect that he will start there for sure. A big win tomorrow would be great for us, as we did in the Spanish Super Cup, but we have a very difficult opponent in front of us. I insist they are the favorites in this match. And lastly, Xavi concluded off discussing about the future of Alecron and how he can be involved in the team now in the game against Real Madrid, and also later on against Valencia as well. He said that, look, we have a lot of options. The other day he came in against the score, and I have a lot of confidence in him. He is versatile. He can play in the center or the ring. He's strong. He can be useful in the present and the future, and personally, I do really like him. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the big match against Real Madrid in the Clasico in the Cup tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it will be very difficult to predict, barring, of course, one or two players. But I think that Xavi will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Kounde, Araujo, Christensen, and Alejandro Balde, midfield three of Busquets, De Jong, and Kessié, and a front three of Raphinha, Ferran Torres, and Pablo Gavi. First in the defense, of course, he could go with Araujo at right back, but I have a funny feeling that he won't for some sort of reason, because everyone now is starting to anticipate it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Araujo plays there, and to be honest, he probably will end up playing there. But I am worried about Kounde moving to center back after that disastrous display against Manchester United. Midfield and attack is where the issues are lying. Of course, Pedri's out. De Jong has been playing so many minutes recently, so I think he will go with Busquets, De Jong, and Kessié. keep Gavi on the left, go with the 4 in midfield, of course, having Gavi as that false winger, and then Fran as a number 9, and Raphinha on the right. This is what I'm expecting. I do hope for a surprise from Xavi tactically. Maybe he does go with Ansu and risks him and goes with the natural 4-3-3, then puts Gavi in the middle. That wouldn't be a bad option. But other than this or that option, I can't really see Xavi doing anything else. I don't think he'll start Alecron or Estanias. Don't think he'll start Pablo Torre either. So you're just left with this team essentially. He could go with the back 5. Maybe start Roberto in there some way, somehow as well. He could put Roberto instead of Kessié. I would not be surprised about that either. But barring this lineup and including Roberto, including Roberto, I can't see Xavi doing anything else. And that's not the thing that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach. And I have made one change from my lineup prediction for Xavi. What I've done, of course, is take out Franck Kessié and put in Ansu Fati and drop Gavi in the midfield. My idea, I think also Xavi can do this. I think Xavi wants to have a balanced midfield. Our best balanced midfield fully fit right now is Busquets, De Jong, and Gavi. The question is, who do you put on the left? Do you put Ansu Fati? Do you put Roberto? Do you put Gavi and then drop Roberto or Kessié back? I think that Xavi will either do Kessié or Roberto in the midfield. I don't think he'll start Ansu Fati. But for me, I'm risking it. I think having a natural front 3 in the sense that all 3 of them are natural forwards can be important. Of course, we saw when Lewandowski was suspended that Ansu does not work in the 9 whatsoever. So I would go for Fran in this sense. Of course, he will probably get bullied by Rudiger and Militao, but I think he's just there to attract those interests, to make those spaces for Raphinha and Ansu, keep them busy as well, run in behind, use their speed, tire them out, because I think this is the best way to beat Real Madrid in the current situation that we do have. It won't be easy, but I think this lineup is in fact better than the lineup that I think that Xavi will go with, and that's the lineup that I have selected for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I think this match will be very, very tight, very, very even, and I have gone Barcelona drawing this match 0-0, 1-1, hopefully not 2-2. I think this will be very similar to what we happened in the Manchester United game in the Europa League. I think Barcelona will come in and dominate, of course, vice versa for Man United coming away. But this being all the time in the second leg will worry me quite a bit because Real Madrid do have a good record at the Camp Nou in recent time. But putting that in the hands of Barcelona, I will take it. I think a draw is a positive result more for Barcelona than it is for Real Madrid. Of course, no away goals. If we go to extra time and penalties, it will be at the Camp Nou, so that will favor us for sure. I think this match will be very, very tight, but I think with Barcelona coming to this match not on the greatest form, I'm not so confident in us winning this game unless the mentality and, the physicality of the team completely changes and they go out there because it's a Clasico and just go, all guns blazing. But I think what's been happening in recent weeks will affect Barcelona for sure. And I think, just don't lose this game. And I think that'll already be a W in my opinion. Of course, Real Madrid kind of have to win this game. They are at home. They have to put that statement out there to, of course, give them somewhat of an advantage to go to the Camp Nou in a month's time. But overall, I think it'll be a very, very tight game, very, very even. But I have gone Barcelona drawing this match 1-1. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that's a match preview for Real Madrid versus Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go if you're the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch this game with me. Follow for the match by match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Clasico always gets you nervous. I'm already nervous as we're speaking, but hopefully the boys can bring back a positive result for the second leg in the Camp Nou. Take care and Forza Barca.